Hey, and welcome to the World Tour of Meditation. Our purpose here is to transcend the fear by debunking myths around meditation so that you can actually experience deeper peace, calm, and joy. And today I'm so thrilled to have with us Alessandro and Vehllia, who are certified Five Rhythms teachers. And, they've shared with me this beautiful quote that I want to just share as part of the introduction, which is Five Rhythms transcends dance. The movement is the medicine, the meditation, and the metaphor. And together we peel back layers, lay masks down, and dance till we disappear, only to rediscover ourselves through it all. So Alessandro and Vehllia have been teaching Five Rhythms for many, many years, and they're the founders of the City Waves San Francisco. Is there anything you'd like to add to that?
I like to quote Gabrielle Roth for what you just said, which is a beautiful, inspiring quote. And Gabrielle Roth is the founder of Five Rhythm, and the inspiration for all the teachers and for all the classes, all the offering we are doing still remain, even if she passed a few years ago. And we call her the Raven. And so every time we see a raven flying around, we know that she's there and she's supporting us with her discovery and gift to the world, which is, this beautiful moving meditation practice is called Five Rhythms.
Beautiful, thank you. Will you say a little bit more about this discovery and this gift to the world about Five Rhythms?
Well, Five Rhythms is a moving meditation practice or a dance meditation that we move and we meditate on the same breath. It's a practice to be present with ourselves. And for us, we use it daily in a daily basis. All the rhythms, all the Five Rhythms becomes a guide and a medicine for us to remind ourselves, with the complexities of who we are, with our ego and our personalities, how do we stay present with ourselves to not be so taken aback by situations, circumstances, or even our inner struggle or inner critics ourselves. Yeah.
So Vehllia, does this mean that you use those Five Rhythms like even as you're watching the news or like chopping vegetables, or is it like a dance floor and that's like your moment of practice?
I use this in every different parts of myself. When I take a shower, when I do my weeding, when I do my gardening, when I moments of being with another person, when I get so upset or angry, and then it's I use it to remind myself there's that shadow, there's the shadow and light. So in the Five Rhythms map, there's the shadow map as well that we keep reminding ourselves. So it's not just on the dance floor, it's just it goes beyond the dance floor and what we use in a daily life.
What is a Five Rhythms map?
The Five Rhythm have different maps, actually. And the map, it's considered a journey going through the discovery of the present and who we are. So there's the very first map, which is called Waves, and we go through a wave, which is really going through, in fact, one after the other, the Five Rhythms. And this journey, it's the meditation, it's a mantra. So instead of singing it or finding it in our stillness position on some more still meditation, like really sitting and closing the eyes and going inside, we keep moving. And the five different movements are the map, and we can go through that one. There are also different maps that, if you go deeper into the practice, that will address the emotions and the cycles of life and how we deal with the ego and so on. So there are different maps, but the very first one, the basic one, the one that actually has an incredible power because it's really the gateway between before and after, I should say, encountering the practice, it's so simple and so powerful that actually anybody really can do it, just walking in and do it, and not even knowing that each rhythm has a name and then it's a map or all this theory.
Wow. I'm so curious to ask you about where these maps came from or how Gabrielle Roth came up with them, but also more important than that, I want to ask you which map is most helpful in these times for people?
Okay, I really think that in this time, because of the situation and this, as you said before, fear, right? And uncertainty that sort of brings us to cleanse and even putting armors on. I think the best thing is really the simplest, as I said, the wave, the body, shake it out, breathe, move around. Even if you have a small space, in a kitchen, there's enough to do 3 or 4 steps back and forth, and really give the body that motion that, because of this situation we are all getting afraid of and rightly so, because we are suggested to stay home, and then stay home means closing, and yes, but open in that little space you have, and so move. First wave, map of the waves, just easy as that.
I love how you said, thank you. I love how you said open, even in that little space.
Right.
And I wonder if you can speak to opening a little bit, because I think for a lot of people, we rely as humans, as social creatures, we rely on other people to open. So how do we open when we're by ourselves in a kitchen or by a bedroom? Even in the movement, what does that mean to open?
Want to answer that?
I'm going to connect that with the rhythms itself. For me, what it means is, when we use the first rhythm, which is flowing, is to practice going to connect with the earth, like the ground. Even if you live on the first floor, second floor of your apartment, there is this ability for ourselves, even if you're in a wheelchair or something, there's that energetic field connection to the ground. So that connection as the gateway of flowing is the feet. And so that creates the opening to possibility of this is not just me in my little kitchen, it's not just me in my little bedroom, but it's me through my feet, through my full body, connecting to the center of the earth. And then we practice with staccato, the second rhythm, to be clear with our heart, to be clear in communicating with ourselves. What do we need? Do I need to ask for help? Maybe FaceTime somebody, or call somebody. Hey, I'm feeling this, to be clear with your own emotions. What, the fear, the frustration, the sadness, the grief of everything that's happening right now. And in chaos, to be able to practice to let go and release and just shake it up. Like, okay, I'm here, being present with everything in my little kitchen, in my little bedroom, alone by myself, but I know there's this connection out there, and just shake it up, and the shake becomes this connection to the other people, and that becomes like a big moment of, hey, this is me shaking it up. And then to be able to practice changing shape in lyrical, in the repetition of life. Okay, this is day 2, day 3 that I've been home, and day 4, and maybe I go out to the park once a day, being outside, staying 6 feet apart, but at the same time, I'm able to. There are so many things canceled. I'm here with myself, and just expanding, like here, my breath, opening to that, to be able to just connect to our inner stillness again, to let go and to be present, to just slowing down without taking up too much of appointment or things that we want to do, and come back to ourselves. So that to me is a real opening to ourselves and another, and it's a practice. It's a real practice. Yeah.
I honestly feel like you led me on a journey of that experience just in how you spoke about it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was quite taken by and curious when you mentioned, what was it after staccato and before lyrical? Chaos?
Chaos.
When you mentioned chaos, because I think that's where you said we can connect to others. Mm-hmm. And you know, there's a thought in me of how does that work? How is it we connect to others in a rhythm?
In the rhythms, the reason why we start actually with flowing, right? It's because we connect with ourselves, and that's the basic step. We really need to start finding out, being sincere and honest with ourselves. And this is not an easy practice, by the way. It looks like fun, but sometimes not necessarily, you know, because sometimes we go inside, it's like, ew, I don't want to go there because we are not in a good place. We are in a difficult moment, or we don't like ourselves, right? But embracing that discovery of who we are, and that's the first step then to be able to, in fact, offering it to another. And yeah, it takes a lot of courage, as a matter of fact. It takes a lot of courage, and that's why actually we in the first rhythm, in flowing, we are looking for that. You're looking for the courage to face ourselves, so we are able then to, in fact, not face but offer our true self to someone else. And when that happens, that's the first connection. And it could be with one person. It could be one with a body parts of a person. You know, we are so easy. It's so easy for us, and it's so normal to talk, right? Like we are doing now. And we look at each other. We connect with the eyes, and we say the truth or the semi-truth or something that it's not the truth, but we know that it's not. And so, but then with the body, somehow it could be easier if we embrace that, and instead of connecting with the word or with the eyes, we can connect with an elbow, or we can connect with our feet, or we can connect with the shoulder, or even the back, and that connection is an energetic connection, and it's to this movement that we do, and creates even movement of air, literally, and that's eventually, if the other person is open to receive it, then the connection starts, and that's a conversation. That's a conversation that can be pleasant, can be unpleasant, can be actually something that someone don't want to do, and that's okay too. They're not, you know, we are ready when we are ready. God forbid if we want to force anything, you know, it has to be becoming a spontaneous step after step of each individual. And we all have different time, different resistance, different way of going through the journey of finding the truth. And then back to chaos. Chaos is it's a group, really. It's when this energy, it's so released and so ready to be released. In fact, when the connection between finding ourselves and finding the way to express it creates, like, literally a storm, and finding the way at that point to generate that storm, and at the same time really being in the eye of the storm. So there is not out of control situation, but it's uncontrolled. You let the storm out, but you also still yourself. And then when it expands out in the room, when we do it live, and we'll see when we'll do it virtually, and then that explosion, that storm, like any storm, creates destruction too. But at the same time, then things will grow back again. The calm will reappear and return, and that's the lyrical, and that's still we can see and look each other and connect with each other, but in a different way. You know, after shedding what eventually needed to be shedded, and we were ready to. And if we do that, that's the next step, which is stillness. It comes absolutely natural. We want to rest after done such a journey, such a beautiful, amazing adventure through your own self.
That feels so powerful. There's something in what you said that makes me want to ask you another question. And especially at these times, and I think because you both have so much experience and expertise, if I may, with moving through the body. I think you're probably very well versed to answer this, but I see a lot in the spiritual community, like on Facebook right now in these times, various leaders, teachers saying, don't believe the fear, don't fall prey to it. Like all of this is like, stay above it, keep your vibration high. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Like, obviously I have my own thoughts on that.
Okay.
In the practice of 5 rhythms, Alessandro mentioned about the waves level, which is, keeping it in the body. The second level is called heartbeat, which is the emotional map of the 5 rhythms. And even in the emotional map, 5 rhythms is such an embodiment practice. Everything is through the body, and there's gateways for all these body parts that we tap into. And the whole thing is about being present in our body with our emotions, being human on this earth, and how even when everything goes amok, there is so much that we can tap into in this amazing of source or resources in the body, that we can just be with it instead of going somewhere else, so to speak. And speaking about fear, a lot of these things that I feel in my body when all these things happen is this body that just go, oh. Not so much of the facial expression we're here in front of the camera, but there's this hunch, and they're like going into a ball, protecting ourselves, like the essential fear of, like saying, being chased by a tiger. But now it's just the fear of like, what if I contracted this virus? What if this? What if that? What if I don't have enough resources to, am I going to be alive? Am I going to be dead? Or, everything's canceled. Oh my God. Like, it's just like a big deal. But to say not to feel the fear, to just be okay with it. For me, I would rather feel it all in my body to actually, okay, I'm scared right now. There's so much going on. I don't know what to even start to begin, where to move, what to say, or how to ask for help or anything like that. But when I feel it in my body and I take note of it, and then I'd be able to shake it off and to, okay, I'm scared. It's like there's this quote that I don't remember who said it, but feel the fear and do it anyway. Like, feel it, but go for it. Don't let it dissipate, or don't not feel it.
In your years of experience facilitating deeply transformative spaces for so many people, what happens when someone doesn't feel their emotions?
Well, it's a... May I go?
Yeah.
We have to take turns. It's a good question, and it really depends when that happened, in which part of the journey it happened. We have people that freezes the first moment they walk in, and that sort of, totally understandable. You walk in the room, it's the first time, you don't know anybody, everybody's moving like they're sort of weirdo. And the music is weird also because we don't use, at least us, we are not really using pop tunes. You know, we use drumming, we're using music that inspire and the movement, not the memory or not the lyrics. For instance, we use very little lyrics in our offerings. So you walk in, and it's not a party, but it looks like a party. And then, of course, okay, where am I fitting here? And we see that a lot, you know, and that's fine. That's, you know, actually, eventually, most of the time, that's sort of like, oh, there is a little bit of melting with the situation. You start feeling the vibes from the other people and the energy that moves the room. But then there are other places where there is a resistance and a freezing situation into, for instance, chaos. Some people cannot go into chaos. They just like, and then the reason can be so many, you know, and it can even be cultural. It can be, you know, for the history that someone had. You know, don't do that. You don't shake your head because that makes you look like you are a crazy woman or something. Like we heard that. Man, but women most, you know, they're crazy like a witch. You know, what are you doing? So, and then creates that moment of, okay, checking out in a sense, you know, so you're not there present with the situation anymore, which is, how do we deal with it? Well, literally, the healing that comes from any practice, really, but definitely we believe in our practice, it's personal. It's not, I'm not healing anybody. I can be there to support, but then, you know, ultimately, it's the person that really needs to figure it out. You know, we open a door. So you can walk into this door, the chaos door, and you're welcome to jump up and down like everybody else. If you don't feel you're not ready now, well, maybe next time. And of course, you know, we have a one-on-one conversation, but during the practice, during the class, we really keep an eye on what's going on. And eventually, in fact, if there's someone that is really in trouble for that reason, because they're really sort of getting into a crisis, which could happen, then you're gonna, but otherwise it's a process, you know. Some people took 5-6 years to get one rhythm. And then one day just like popped it. Oh my God, that's what it was. Some people just get them right away. And then they look like they've been dancing for, 10 years. And then we ask them now, where did you dance before? That was my first time. Whoa. Because there was availability. So ultimately, it's a process. We are offering, you know, the tools, we offer the door, the space, our personal availability, but ultimately, really, it's you know, the individual that needs to take care of themselves.
Is there anything you'd like to add, Vehllia?
Just speaking to that emotion part, I think a lot of us become so self-conscious, and when it comes to class, for example, the teacher will be there, you know, doing the music, and a lot of times we don't even know, like when people ask, how do you feel? There's a lot of numbing, there's a lot of resistance and not being able to point it out, like, how do I feel? How do you feel right now? How's your heart? So in the body movement, there's an entrance to how do we get out of this, like, I don't even know how I feel. I don't even know where I'm going from this. I'm just lost right now, like totally lost. And the body, there's a lot of emotions that we stored in our spine. So a lot of those can be a little gateway. And the breath is so simple, and yet we forget. You know, we hold our breath when we're in fear. We hold our breath when we're in anger. And a lot of these emotions that is so crucial, and we don't want to let it out just because, oh, what if, like as a woman, in my culture, we don't show anger because that's like, no, 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 no. But yeah, it's there are ways to enter, and as holding space for that. First, of course, compassion. We don't know where this person has been, so it's not all like Alessandro said. First time this whole thing is always, it's a practice. It's always it's not always perfect the first time.
What advice would, sorry, Alessandro, were you about to say something?
Yeah, well, you could spend more than an hour really on this one, which is beautiful. Thank you for giving us this opportunity, by the way.
Thank you.
Basically, say don't be afraid, don't be angry, don't be sad. It's okay. We'll go. That's exactly the opposite of what we are doing. You're sad, cry as long as you want. If you want to just burst into tears and punch the floor because you're angry that something happened and make you sad, just do it. It's fine. It's great. That's the point. That's the point, to embrace the emotion. Embrace the emotion and dance them out and dance them in and dance them with us. And make it into an energetic field that it expressed, that give space and room for this emotion to come out. And fear, it's something that escaping from it, or saying I'm fearless, to me, this thing that's like, come on, really? If you're fearless, you're gonna being hit by a truck, by the way, because you're not feared of a truck that's coming. Oh, I'm stronger than the truck. Which I probably, when I was 14, I was doing that. And I broke a bunch of bones. So because of that, exactly, I was fearless. and nobody was there to tell me what I learned later, much later. And now I really love to pass it on to everybody. No, fear is good. Fear, it's your ally. It's your person. The person is this entity that suggests you to move with caution. And right now, moving with caution is not something. It's important for us and for whoever else we can hurt. In fact, if we don't move with caution, if we don't respect the distance.
So how can we use 5 rhythms to move through the fear and not be fearful of the fear? And maybe that's a demonstration, or maybe that's an exercise, or maybe that's a little bit, I would imagine people watching this have maybe some experience with 5 rhythms and also have never heard of it before. So what would you say to that audience of both those people?
Well, with words, it's a little difficult. Because it's a practice of moving, it's a practice of body, Finding the words to explain that, I find it difficult. But as I said, I would suggest to really move with fear and make it a fear dance, in your kitchen or in my class when I will be able to do it again, which I will. And but right now, do it in your just don't hide it. Don't push it away. Just don't deny it. I'm afraid. Make it into a dance. And then, there's something that actually, ultimately, it's there lurking, which is called courage. We all have.
Called what?
Courage.
That one.
And because we want to be alive, because we have this desire to make it, that's what actually fear. It's helpful to be present and to be able to breathe. Courage is there, and maybe it's a little shy now, but if the fear comes out and really moves something, I'm sure that sooner or later courage will come, and the two together will make a beautiful dance. So I'm gonna make it. I'm here. I love myself. and I might even be able to love someone else too. Love here, filling it up, and sending it out.
I wonder if you could show us a little bit more.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
We will. Do you want us to do it? What time is it now? Yeah, wow. Do you want to have I don't know, what do you suggest? Do you want us to give you a little demo of what it is?
A demo would be fantastic right now. Thank you.
Oh, we are borrowing.
With you?
Yeah. We are borrowing a little space here, so we'll. In our kitchen would have been really tiny, but it's about 6 by 6. So.
And actually, either when you're demoing, or before, or after, if you could share a few words for people who've never done 5 rhythms outside of a class before. What to do to sort of start out their little kitchen thing and end their little kitchen thing, and how to know that they're not going crazy if they start crying when they're dancing, like just sort of like a little bit of architecture around it. If you could share a few words to that, I think that would be helpful.
You want to say something about that?
Here you go.
Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's not a prescription. It's up to what you want, and what you can, and what you feel. And honestly, 5 rhythm is a very structured, actually. It's a very structured practice. As much as it's free form, and there's no, step to learn, so choreography, it's actually very structured. And it would require a little bit of instructions. But honestly, just move. Just keep moving. Just don't get frozen. Don't get paralyzed. And just, that's my, I say it even with the students that they call us, what are we gonna do? Just keep dancing. Just whatever comes out, don't give it a name, not necessarily to follow the map. It's great, but just move, just shake it out. Look at the kids, right? The kids, when they're pissed off or where they want something or they get hurt, they just, they go everywhere. They roll, they cry. And then everything's done. Okay, where's my sandwich? And then, or they fight even, and then 3 minutes after they are playing with the other person, and everything is fine. It's that emotional flexibility and fluidity. Yeah, that's the word. We can learn from that, and if you remember, we've done that too, by the way. So it's not the only thing we have to learn. Just be kids and let out, let stuff out. Don't keep it in.
But not like your 14-year-old kid.
Well, that's another story. Toddler with the mom and dad looking after you or someone. Yes.
Gotcha. Great.
So you want to do it?
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to pause this and then I'll start it when you're ready.
Okay.
Yeah. Flowing. Gateway flowing. At feet. So we breathe to take in everything that is connected to our body, from the feet, the head, to everything that is around us. Letting everything in, tending to what we need right now. There's nourishing food, connection with somebody, moving our body in such a way, circular, round, surrendering all the way from our feet, breath, that whether it's good, bad, or ugly, is a gift for us, get inside of ourselves with rhythm. Breath. Then we move on to the second rhythm. Hands as we ready to connect. Gateway of staccato, the second rhythm is the hips. We move these hips, power center, that connects these hips to the heart. Wanting more connection. Bigger breath. Clear of how I want to communicate with you. This rhythm brings focus, and clarity to this body. What do I need? What I don't need? Clarity brings me to clear. From the head to the toes, to my chest, the moving center. My heart. You and me and you and you. And space that I'm moving with. Shapes, angular. When everything breaks loose. Flowing to staccato chaos is the third rhythm. We move from the circular to the shape of staccato. In a clever way, the gateway is the head to let go and release. There's so much in our mind. Let it go and release. This release, shatter all resistance to feel everything inside. As Gabrielle said, there's wilderness. The wilderness between our head and our feet. From chaos. Whole thing about shape-shifting. This whole thing about space. Awareness of my breath. I'm alive. Light on our feet. Connection to everything, the seen and the unseen. Birds in the sky. It was the arms, shoulders, wings around feet. Being able to shape shift, what's through, connecting fully. Yes. Me, stillness. Gateways the breath to really slow down, honoring the real stillness when we get to the other side. But for now, to tap into that within myself that I have, that I always have. The ability to move my breath, slowing down, expanding. This is my dance, my five rhythms. You have your own unique ways of moving, and we honor everything. To have a pause in between. The pause of this offering to be this truth. Thank you. So that's five rhythms introduction.
Thank you. That was deeply, deeply powerful and personal and sacred and profound. Thank you for so courageously sharing your rhythms with us. I'm afraid that Zoom seems to have some kind of fantastic software to cut out background noise, but that does also interfere with the noise with the drumming. So the sound quality on that wasn't fantastic, but I didn't want to interrupt because the dance was, I think, still so, and the numbers, and yeah, it was, I still got a lot watching it, so I'm sure people will. Which is actually a perfect segue to talk about the free gift that you're making for people who want better audio.
Yes, so we will create 30 minutes, I don't know how long we moved just now, to move through the rhythms, 20 minutes. It's a really nice way to just play it when you wake up in the morning. And you know, a lot of times we don't know, like, oh, it's another day. Play the music, go through the rhythms. So 20 minutes of wave created by us. And that will just be a gift for you to play at home at any time of the day.
And it's going to be like you'll speak to us in it too?
Yes, possibly.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
We'll figure it out. I'm sorry that the sound wasn't perfect. We never tried it before. It's actually, you're the first one. You're playing live in this way. We play live in our classes, but never through this media. and we'll have to figure it out something, because I think it could work, actually. It could work as an offering, and but we need to figure out the tech of it.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know about live, but I think when you record it, if you have a separate microphone, that's not Zoom, and then maybe overlay that, well, if you're doing video, but.
Oh yeah, for recording, yes, but I'm talking about live.
Live telecasting. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, if anyone watching this knows a get around, let me know, let them know, because it's extraordinary to also be able to offer that drumming like over video. And yeah, that was looking at you and feeling your presence, and the field that you create as you move, and the raw authenticity of who you are as you do that. It makes me want to move.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me realize that as wonderful as the conversation has been, that's not enough.
No. Yeah, Gabrielle actually used to do a lot of conferences and with a large audience and everything. And at one point, usually she was saying, okay, enough talking, everybody stand up and do this, move your elbows and stuff, because there's one point where the words don't do it.
Mm. It's an experiential practice.
Sorry?
It's an experiential practice.
Right.
That's for sure.
And I have a question. Can you experience it? Like, could I experience it from you over Zoom without the audio? Like, sorry, without the rhythm?
Without the music, you mean?
Without the drumming, without the rhythm?
Yes.
How would you do 5 rhythms without the rhythm?
Without the actual music, like no music? It's actually the best way to really connect with your body without music.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best way, and you might not be able to do it right away, and that's why we bring the music in, as it's really an inspiration. It's not the medicine. The medicine is your own movement and your own response to the map, to the journey through the map, and with the music we help. But I think I said this many times. There's a drum here that keeps beating all the time, and that's the rhythm. And then the breath is the flute. So you can make your own song. You have your own playlist inside your body. So
God, that's beautiful.
So
your own drum and your own flute.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to guide us through like a minute or two of experiencing that without the music?
Yeah.
Now?
Possibly?
Just here sitting or moving?
No, we should move.
Okay.
Both of us?
Yeah.
Okay, we do another 3 minutes wave?
Yeah. A minute, you said.
A minute. Sure.
A minute or 3, your choice. That would
1 minute is a little fast. But we can do that.
See you guys.
Thank you both so much.
It's strange. It's strange. Thank you. It's a great opportunity. Actually, it's a little bit of a training. We feel like it's the first time we do classes after many years because we are dealing with a little green light there. And but thank you. But yeah, I know that there is you and you are appreciating, so that helps.
And there's a lot more than just me. There's a lot of people watching this. So thank you.
Okay.
Great. Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
We're going to do classes sometime. You want to say that?
Yeah, we have a virtual offering coming up in our clumsy, fumbling way journey. So stay tuned, either in our Facebook group, The City Waves, or thecitywaves.com. We are offering this for our community who's been coming for years and years since we started here in San Francisco. But of course it's online, so it's open to anybody who's interested. And we're doing our best to make it available and the experience to be real and connected and heart connections from that. And I think we all need this in these times.
And give a platform to our students that were really getting together and gathering and connecting, and not just through the dance, but even just the fact that after dance, there were a lot of social interaction. We want to give them really the opportunity to feel that we are not disconnected at all. Actually, we are here more than ever. We just need to find the right way to do it properly. That's it.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us on the World Tour of Meditation.
Thank you for your invitation.